So yeah, all right. So tell me a bit about the new record. Tell me how it was writing for you, how it was with all the original members of Seven Dust back together, and a little bit about the experience.
It was great having Clint back, man. Was like the piece of the puzzle that we needed to have back to be that Seven Dust DNA, I think, man. And it was incredible. It wasn't any stress recording this album because we had so much to do. We had been away from each other for so long.
Hmm.
We had a lot of stuff to write about. We had a lot of ideas. I feel like, in a sense, it's the beginning for the band again. It's so fresh right now. We decided to go to Chicago.
Hmm.
For the reason being, Johnny K, the producer, has worked with a lot of our friends that we've really, really enjoyed their albums or their records or whatever, each record. And we made a conscious decision that, let's say maybe we should try and produce or bring somebody in, kind of police things right now on this album. We really never do that. And it was a great experience, man. We locked ourselves up in the studio in the middle of winter, and we didn't come out. I think I left the studio maybe twice the whole time we were in there. And we really worked from 12 to 12 or 12 to 2 and then got right back up the next day or something, man. And did the same thing again.
So tell me about the current tour. How's it been going for you guys?
It's been great, man. The new songs people are singing them already, man. The energy's great, and we're just having a good time and, working really hard and, doing a few acoustic things here and there and just really pumping it, man. We expect a good year.
Cool. Yeah, I mean the album is really strong, and from what I've seen, the sales on this album have been really great. Is that kind of re-energizing you guys as a band as whole to get back out there?
Well, not necessarily because we weren't going to go anywhere. We're going to always be there, but it's actually definitely a plus to have so many people excited about what's going on, because I think we've always been that band.
Right.
But for some reason, the planets are aligning right now, man, and we just, we really, really put our hearts into this album, and I think the people will understand it, and I hope everyone gets behind it.
Yeah. What inspired you to get into music, Lajon?
My daddy, growing up, man, just being around it. My dad was in a band, and there's always music playing, and I don't know, man. It was always something that felt bigger than me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Oh shit, sorry, but come on, take it easy. Even as a little kid, being in front of an amp and hearing that power come out of it,
Yeah.
to me was like this magic. Like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? It was scary and exciting at the same time.
Yeah.
And I still get that feeling, when you're on stage, man. It's a very magical, exciting, scary, powerful feeling. That music pushing behind you, those waves. And
Right.
I feel that. And the energy from the people, I don't know, man. It's I think it felt like something I was destined to do, is to be on stage. And it's where my serenity and my peace is at.
Yeah. How's it feel to have all the guys back together and touring together again?
That was great, man. It's Clint was the only one that wasn't there for a minute, but it's great. It's a positive thing. Clint's been sober for like 2.5, 3 years now, and it's really cool.
Yeah. Now, how the sober thing? I mean, when we look at the first album cover that you guys did, there's the guy smoking on the cover there.
Yeah, that was my buddy.
Yeah, yeah. How does that? Seven Dust has always kind of been what I would consider more. You guys have always been partiers. So how does that work for you guys now with Clint being sober?
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily. I mean, a few people have a couple of beers and a couple of drinks, but it's nothing like, oh God, let's pour some vodka on Clint, and
yeah.
It's not like that at all. So it's very lax, and we're daddies and we got kids these days, and
Yeah.
wives, and it's just slowed down a lot. But I don't think it was ever completely out of control. It was like any normal, person that goes and has a drink. It was never really crazy. I think it just got crazy for him there for a while in his life.
Right, I understand. What's it like being on the road, away from your families and stuff like that?
That's one of the hardest things, because we have these kids that are growing. So we try to get back home as much as we can to stay with them and, make sure once we do one of these 6 weeks tours that we try to get home and stay home for a month or so or 3 weeks or whatever you want to call it, and, make sure we have that family time. But that is definitely the hardest thing. I have a 22-month-old and I have a 10-year-old daughter. I have 2 girls. And
Wow.
hard to leave them, and it's hard to leave the wife, but they understand and they know what we do. And right now, my little girl, anytime anyone's on the radio, she's like Dad-Ab, so it's awesome. There's no Dad-Ab boy.
You know, that's kind of an interesting concept is the relationships you guys build and being away from them for periods of time. How do you make that work?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, your relationship with your wives and your children and stuff like that.
Oh.
How do you make that work? I mean, it's got to put a stress on things.
Yeah, man, you got well, you know, we have some good girls. You know, Theo's got some good ladies at the house, man. I don't know. I think it takes a strong woman to believe me. Every day brings something new, you know, and
right.
I think it tends to lend to an argument to be easier when you're away from home so much, you know, and
right.
I'm sure the girls all at one point in time regress and think things are crazy out here, but then they know, you know, like, wait a second, my wife came out for 2 days about a week and a half ago, and she came in the back lounge and looked at everybody and said, "Thank you guys for allowing me to be here. You'll never see me on this bus again." So it's not all glamorous, man.
Right.
We really work when we're out here, you know, and
right.
a bunch of guys on a bus, fuselage, you know, it gets to you sometimes, but it's what I love, you know. It's
right.
the only way I know.
Yeah, there's you can never really understand what it's like until you've slept in a bus with nine other guys.
There you go, man. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. You know, what keeps you going in the music business?
The love of music, the energy that it gives me, the feeling. Music, man, I think I'll be crazy without music, you know. The human works more accurate to music when they listen to it, you know. And so I just think it's something that's set in us that we can't deny. Whichever kind of music it is you like, I like it all. So as long as it's music, I'm learning, I'm loving it.
Right. What inspires you musically? I know you said, you know, everything, but what are some of the things that, you know, if you think about growing up, you think about, you know, things that you've heard, even today, what hits you right between the eyes?
Looking out, it's a beautiful day, and looking across the street, talking to you on the phone at the park, so that inspires me, you know. Taking a walk in the neighborhood in the town that, you know, we're in inspires me, man. You know, getting up in the morning and talking to my daughters, that inspires me. You know, anything like that.
Right.
Waking up and being alive every day inspires me.
Yeah. What musically do you think, apart from your dad, what do you think inspired you musically to get into this?
People like, I don't know, man, Jimi Hendrix, the Jackson 5, Prince, Thin Lizzy, you know,
right.
Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, all those type of things.
Right.
Jethro Tull, Stevie Wonder, you know, Smokey. I mean, Sam Cooke, Smokey, everybody.
Right.
I mean, it was never country music inspires me. I love country music.
Right.
I was born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, so I'm down with it all, bro. Gospel, you know, I love that. I would like to dip into that too. Christian rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.